Take a sip on me, Patriots. Good morning to you all. This is Mike Cook coming to you live. Mike the Patriot coming to you live. It's 8:30 a.m. on a beautiful Tuesday. I hope you're having a great day. As everybody's jumping on, please say hi to me. Let me know where you're watching from. If you don't say hi, I won't know you're there. Welcome to the end of 2020, the year the conspiracy theories became reality. As you're jumping on, make sure you share this with your friends and family and neighbors because they may need to hear what I'm about to say. If you're listening to the media, you shouldn't be. But if you are, you could get pretty down. It's either COVID, or Trump's lost and he needs to give up. I have friends sending me messages. All is lost. Whatever are we going to do? My friends, I don't have the answer. But I do know this, that God is in control. And as you are jumping on, let me just read something to you that I find highly encouraging. One more sip of coffee. A few more folks jump on. These are the times that try men's souls. The summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will, in the crisis, shrink from the service of their country. But he that stands by it now deserves the love and thanks of man and woman. Tyranny, like hell, is not so easily conquered. Yet we have this consolation with us, that the harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. What we obtain too cheap, we abstain too lightly. It is dearness only that gives everything its value, and heaven knows how to put the proper price upon its goods. And it would be strange indeed that so celestial an article as freedom should not be highly rated. Thomas Paine, December 23rd, 1776. My friends, at that time, the Continental Army, under the leadership of George Washington, lost every single battle it was in. Men were starving, barefoot in the snow, leaving trails of blood as they went into that winter time. Not enough food, not enough resources, not enough winter clothes, beat, disparaged. The general's army was falling apart around him. Yet we won the war anyways, because a few men stood the line, because a few men stood up and held the line. Whether it was the soldier, the private, freezing to death in Valley Forge, or the family member at home holding the line, or the secret patriot spy networks of soon-to-be President George Washington, or it was the leaders who pledged their sacred honor, or Thomas Jefferson who said, or Benjamin Franklin who said, we will surely hang together or we will surely hang separately. Are you a sunshine soldier? A summer soldier, a sunshine patriot? Are you going to give up every time the media tells you it's bad? Trump needs to give in. Do you have the conviction of belief of what you say you believe? Christian, I'm talking to you. Do you believe that the God of the universe, the God that saved the Israelites at the Red Sea, the God who raised the mountains, the burning bush, who hung his son on the cross for redemption of the world, can't do it if he doesn't want to? Do you believe God's arm is too short? Patriot, do you believe the blood of your fathers isn't worth standing in the face of a media, of a worldwide propaganda to tell us that we are wrong? All the people who laid their life down in history for our freedom, was that in vain? That we should turn it over to someone who wants to steal this country from us? I ask you, are you prepared to do whatever it takes? Turn off the news, stop watching Twitter, get off the Facebook, even though you're on here watching me right now, and understand that we have to hold this line. Their goal, the media, all of the media, Fox News included, their goal is to demoralize you to the point that Trump loses his base and gives in. They know they can't convince Trump to do it on his own, but if they can get you to turn. This battle's being fought by a few people right now in the courts. It's just now got to the point to where it can get to the Supreme Court. But I hear my friends out there, oh, but Mike, CNN was saying, Fox News was saying. They don't make the calls. In fact, they don't even tell the truth. This isn't about me and this isn't about you. We are the last great hope on earth. If America falls to the tyranny that's coming, we have nowhere to run. We have no hope other than we stand and fight here. Whether that fight be on Facebook or Twitter or in the courts or in the streets, I am prepared. I will stand if I'm the last one. I will stand. I will not surrender my convictions to the times of the day. Got to get with the times, man. I will not. I will stand. I don't know how many of you are with me. I don't know how many of you will be standing at the end of this. But see, that's the thing about convictions. They don't matter what you do. I'm telling you what I'm going to do. So let's prepare, brothers and sisters, our hearts and our souls, and convince ourselves in our minds that this fight is worth the stand. This fight is worth the fight, that we will not give up. We will not surrender. Our president has not given up, has not surrendered. There is still a legal way to take this country back from those that choose to steal it. This election was pure stolen. We all know it. But they're trying to convince us that there's nothing we can do about it. Thomas Paine was a pamphleteer. He printed up pamphlets that were instrumental in the attitude of the people to overthrow the king and create the United States of America. Today, we don't have pamphleteers because pamphleteers were using the technology, new technology of the time of the printing press to print pamphlets and spread them around, and they spread virally. Today, we don't have pamphleteers. Today, we have blogs and Facebook Lives and Parler and MeWe and those patriots that are on there proclaiming freedom, justice, America. The fraud that's being committed upon us are the pamphleteers of today. They're on Twitter doing their twits. They're on Facebook doing their lives and their videos. People like Anomaly, people like Brad Barton, people like I don't know, there's a zillion of them. I'm drawing a blank right now, but you could probably name off 10 you follow yourself. Those are the Thomas Paines of today. And you can join in, because when Thomas Paine handed out his pamphlets, he handed them to people who handed them to people who handed them to people. You can join in by sharing this information, by telling your friends to stand strong. Don't be weak-hearted. Win or lose, it's a just fight. I'm about out of steam on that. I got one more thing I want to play for you. These are the words of Kim Clement. I just want to give you hope. I want to give you understanding that the battle is not ours. The battle is the Lord's. And he's going to bring it about in a way, I'm telling you, they're going to write about this for 1,000 years. I want you to hear these words.
For hundreds of thousands of people. And I turned around and I was stunned at what I saw. This was not just a mere dream, but this was a vision. And so I raised my hand like this, and every one of them raised their hands. I looked back and they were doing the same thing. I shouted, and they all shouted. They were one. They were one. One party. One party of people. It continued until I realized that the unity of these, amongst them stood one that God had set aside to be the leader of this nation. I said, why am I hearing this so soon? Surely you would show me a little bit of it closer to the time. And the Spirit of God said to me, this man has a humble stature, but he is a genius. And then I heard gold. I wasn't sure if this was attached to his name, but he said to me, he will restore the fortunes in this nation. Because of his brilliance. I couldn't quite see his face because that was not allowed, because there was a mist that covered all the people and he was amongst them. And the Spirit of God made me look at him, and he said, this man will throttle the enemies of Israel. This man will throttle the enemies of the West. And there are highly embarrassing moments that are about to occur for many, many politicians in this nation. There'll be a shaking amongst the Democrats in the upcoming elections, but unsettling for the Republicans. Why is God doing this? For God said, I am dissatisfied with what emerges from both parties. And then there is a nation, he showed me, took me, itching for a new kind of war with America. They will shout, impeach, impeach, they say. But no. This nation shall come very subtly. But he shall not come in the time of President Obama. They shall come when this new one arises, my David, that I have set aside for this nation. A man of prayer, a man of is verbose, who has verbosity, who speaks too much. They will even say, this man is not speaking enough. But God says, I have set him aside. They will shout, impeach, that this shall not happen. And then God says, highly embarrassing moments when another Snowden arises. And people will become very afraid. They'll say, we have no protection. And then God says, am I impressed with your weapons of war? Am I impressed with the strength of your men's legs? Ha! I have said I will bring this nation to its knees. And God said, you have been humbled. And yet some more. And then you shall hear the sounds of great victory. For where are the people gathered? Where are my people gathered? Where is the sound of unity from my people?
There you have it, my friends. Have faith that God has a plan for this country. You may not believe in God, and that's okay with me. But there is definitely a higher purpose and a higher calling. Hang in there. Listen to that over and over again and understand it's going to get worse before it gets better. So hang in there. The media is not on your side. The Republicans are not on your side. We got to hang together, because if not, we might just hang separately. You guys have a great day. I will catch you all later. Have faith. It's going to happen.